Yeah. What's good? This be the G Shaw Cypher. You officially on the grind live with the homie Shaw Cypher. What we do right now is we focus on anybody out there grinding, anybody out there taking it to a whole nother level. You already know the mantra, you already know the saying. If you see me, you see dope people. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you see me, you see dope people, you see official people. We testing this out on multiple platforms. So if you see it's a little crazy right now, we gonna fix that. But we just want to make sure y'all understand that we supporting and we got somebody out here dope with me. You know what I'm saying? Klazik, what's good, my G?
What's happening, Shy Cypher? Thanks for having me on.
Listen, man, I greatly appreciate it. That you even taking the time out. You get what I'm saying? Because you ain't had to be here, but you are, and that's what's official about it. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We gonna start from the beginning. And these people want to know, where's Klazik representing? Because I know we talked on the radio, but let's give them the origin of where Klazik came from.
Right. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Um, I left there when I joined the Navy. Did a little over 9 years in the Navy, which had me
Okay.
living in Virginia most of that time and a few years after. 2017, I moved up here to Iowa, and I'm currently in Des Moines, Iowa, which is the capital city.
Yeah. So shout out to Des Moines, Iowa. Is there a particular reason why you transitioned to Des Moines, Iowa, or was it really just part of a progression that you were going through and really moving from location to location?
I met someone in the Navy who's from Iowa, had a
Okay.
couple babies. So,
I hear you. I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Nothing wrong with
yeah.
that at all. Um, but can you share more about your journey in hip hop, how it all began for you?
Sure. I'm a little bit older, so my journey starts, you know, in the mid '90s. Those were my
Right.
high school years. I'm class of '99.
Okay.
So I originally got inspired to rap by listening to Biggie. And at that time, I think it was a little more, you had to study the craft a little bit, you had to sharpen your skills, and you had to
Right.
kind of know a little bit about what you were getting into.
Right.
Studios wasn't as easy to come by. Like, I taught myself how to rap without a beat. Like,
Right.
this is before the internet as we know it.
Right.
There was a version of the internet, there was no social media, so instrumentals were hard to come by.
That's a
And
fact.
so I either taught myself how to write without a beat or just rapping over a song with the vocals on it. So, in those early days, man, a lot of listening to those artists, East Coast artists were my preference. And as I kept doing it, got a little more serious and started sharing it with people, and the skill just snowballed now, I can
Yeah. Yeah.
write a slick little verse in like 20, 30 minutes.
I hear that. I hear that. Um, you've gone through the journey of music and winning music awards. You've won different awards,
Yeah.
specifically
Got a
winning the
couple behind
Iowa
me now.
Music Awards. You know what I'm saying? That's what's behind you right now. So,
Yeah.
winning the Iowa Music Awards, um, really, for best performance and lyricist of the year must definitely been a significant milestone. So how did these achievements impact your career?
Um, the achievements, those are the things that make it real for you.
Right,
Like, you commit to something and you get skilled at it, and you're good, or at least you think you're good, and people around you tell you you're good.
right,
But then when you start getting recognition from larger organizations, or you start winning competitions and things like that, those are the things that let you know it's like it's real on a higher level, it's real on a career level. A
right.
lot of people might not be honest, they might not have the confidence to step out of the hobbyist space. They just be comfortable rapping for the people around the way, in the
Right,
neighborhood here and there, but they won't take that next step and start investing in themselves as a business.
right.
And those are the things that give you that confidence.
No, I hear you on that. I definitely hear you on that. How has your music evolved since you started, especially with the creation of the single that we would been spinning, "Get to You"?
I appreciate y'all spending that, man.
Yeah.
My evolution is funny because I was very bar focused even up until recently. So I
Right,
know that that's the music that made me want to make music. So I made what I liked, and I
right, right,
made songs, still in the vein of that generation and what was cool to us. But over time, I might be a little stubborn. Uh, I'm a Taurus, so that bullheadedness might be accurate when it comes to horoscopes. When
right,
and that, so the more people tell me, don't nobody want to hear bars, the more I want to give you bars.
right,
You,
right, right,
you know what I'm saying? And
right,
then when we get to you, I started actually the achievements and the accolades and people saluting me for what I do made me want to like chill out a little bit and try to be a little more entertaining. And
right.
I tried my hand at a few things, and when we got to get to you, that's the first thing I felt comfortable in putting out. It's my first song I've ever used auto tune on, you
Okay.
know, and it's been a good ride, man.
No, no, I feel you. I feel you. For the people that's tuning in, Power 107.6, The Truth is our radio station where we playing the record, spinning the record. We have the opportunity to really showcase that record, during our last time we had the opportunity to talk. And it's definitely a dope record. I need to go check that out, on all Spotify and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So um let me ask you this. What are some of the key lessons you've learned about the music business that you wish you knew earlier? You say you class of 99, I'm class of 99 too, so I already know what it
Yeah,
is. So you got a lot of experience under your belt, so definitely
yeah.
talk to me about that.
For sure. Well, first thing is something that I share anytime I get an opportunity is it's really the music relationship business. We
Right,
call it the
right,
music business, but the relationship is in parentheses.
right.
So
That's a fact.
it's really who you know. It's who you know first.
Fact.
When it comes to the industry, and you got to know how to deal with people, man. Like
All the
if you
time.
a jerk, man, the people on top gonna stay on top a lot longer than you gonna stay hot.
That's a fact.
So you got to learn how to deal with people. You got to know how to be respect. Fortunately, I'm a respectful guy,
Right,
but the thing that bit me was that I was not willing to bend on a lot of things. Like when people would try to give me instruction that made me feel like they were trying to alter me and not trying to
right,
hear me, who I am and where I was coming from. Again, I'm kind of stubborn and I've been standing on who I am. I've been around the world as me. So like,
right,
so you can disagree, but you got to be respectful, so even when, you know, you can burn yourself, you can shoot yourself in the foot,
right.
not
And you
knowing
don't
how to communicate.
and you definitely don't want to do none of that. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you really shooting yourself in the foot. It's really not ideal, you know what I mean, for the relationship that you're trying to build in this music business. So, you definitely gotta be creative
Mhm.
and definitely understanding of what you're in. But at the same time, don't let nobody try to stop your flow, try to
That's
stop your
right.
style. You get what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
still gotta you still got to put your foot down and let people know who they truly dealing with. So I can definitely understand that.
100%. You gotta stand strong, be firm and direct, but
Right.
not aggressive.
Right. Right. Can you describe your creative process, especially considering you don't use pen and paper to write your song?
Yeah. It yeah, I haven't written a verse down to create it in over 20 years. It
Mm.
started again before smartphones. I would have a voice recorder. I
Right.
would buy them out of the electronic store and I would capture my thoughts because I started off writing, of course, because
Right.
putting pen to pad, that's just the tradition of how you get into this. But when I would get in the zone, the ideas would come faster than I could catch them. So
Right.
either I'd miss a line I'm thinking of, writing down one, or I'd go to write down a new line and forget the last line. So I would get into the stream of thought, and
Right.
I started capturing it like that. Now I use the smartphones. All the smartphones come with a voice recorder app. I got over 1,000 on this phone. I
Right.
got some voice recorders with hundreds of files on them going back to the early 2000s still.
Right. And let me so like what do you feel like was that when was the last you said it's been a minute, right? So
Yeah.
when was the last song that you physically wrote on paper? I know, I mean, it's been a while, but think about it. Like, what was the last song when you said, you know what? After this, I ain't doing it on paper no more. It's gonna come straight off the dome,
The last time I wrote something down, even then,
right?
I didn't write, and I would write until I didn't have any more space on the page.
Okay,
So it wasn't even formatted right. If someone was trying to read it, it was still in my head, like the rhythm. And
right.
that was '03.
Damn.
Last time I
Okay.
did that was '03.
Wow. I was 23. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it was my
saying?
that was my first year in the Navy.
You know what I'm saying? No, you know
Yeah,
what? It's just dope because I'm an artist too, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've been doing this a long time, and I haven't even figured out how to do it like that yet. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I haven't really figured out how to master that. And I like writing it down because I like to see my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I like to see it. But
right,
I commend artists like yourself that do it on a daily basis. Because you can get a lot of stuff done when you don't got to read off the paper all the time, right?
right, right,
And it's a perfect opportunity, to get the lyrics the way you need it. I'm trying to fix this Instagram thing right now while I'm talking to you too, so people can see us. We good on YouTube and Facebook, but I want to make sure Instagram is good. But I commend artists like yourself. You get what I'm saying? So, um, it's being an artist, uh you hear, from a producer standpoint, is there particular producers that you work with strictly with just Klazik and this producer to make a certain sound, or do you have a bunch of producers in your back pocket to kind of make the sound that you're looking for?
well, not in my back pocket, but my catalog up until Get to You. Get to You was the first time
Right.
I put out something with a producer that I didn't know directly.
Okay.
And all my other catalog is people I know in Virginia, knowing I met in Virginia. So I got two EPs called Respectanize and Respectanize Masterclass, all fully produced by one producer named Smiles TF1. Met him in
Oh.
VA. I believe he lives in Arizona now.
Okay.
Um, Another producer out in VA, Hyphen. I'm working a lot with him. I got a lot of unreleased stuff with him. And I got a
Okay.
song called Flavor Pack with him. T Riffic, who was like family to me. I got a song with him. Rise made Whack Flow Phobic. S Class made Strike. And they're
Okay.
all of them. Everybody I just named is I met them in Virginia, and I know them directly.
Right. And shout out to all the producers that's been supporting you and doing what they do on a daily basis, just to make sure that you get the lyric, I mean, that you get the tracks and the things that you got going on, so you can deliver those records. Like,
Yeah.
what's how has your diverse experience, right? Being stationed in Virginia. Now we're gonna talk about we gonna talk about the military piece of it. Like, how have your diverse experiences being stationed in Virginia with the Navy influenced your music?
But the most significant part of my development was my time in Virginia.
Okay.
So Virginia is a untapped, diverse market with some phenomenal talent. I was
Right.
in the 757, the Tidewater region. So Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, that area. I was stationed in Norfolk. Um, Ended up living in Suffolk right before I moved, but it's a
Right.
lot of talent there. A lot of studios, a lot of quality producers, a lot of quality independent events and open mics. And, you know, I would not be the artist that I am without that time there.
Yeah. And and shout out the development part of your life, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's stuff I know you can talk about in your music. It's
Yeah.
definitely stuff that's a time in your life you can always resonate with. And there's people out there. I've interviewed a whole bunch, not a whole bunch, but a couple different artists that's been in a different that's been in the military and in the different
Mhm.
areas of it, right? I interviewed somebody in the Air Force. One time I was like, word, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, just to
Yeah.
hear those experiences is great. You said, you got a couple kids. So how does your family feel about your music? Like, what kind of support do you get from your family that's heard your music?
Oh, they're supportive. You know, I kept it separate from them because they were a little too young. Even though
Right,
I don't talk about anything crazy in my music, but I
right,
didn't
right,
want to
right.
sway them and like I was trying to make them turn them into rappers or anything, right?
Yeah,
So in the more recent years, you know, I've let them know when I got something going on or I won something or, you know, like I got an interview tonight, so everybody's upstairs right now.
right,
And
right, right, right.
yeah, so it's pretty good now. Now that they're in on things, I'll send them something when I or before it's about to come out or it just came out. My oldest is 17.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
so
Shout out your oldest. My oldest is going to turn 18 in about 6 days. You
yeah,
know what
she
I'm saying?
just turned 17 in June. She's a senior. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So, shout out to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the family and everybody that's definitely supporting you. That's important to have that support
Right,
system, right?
right.
Um, and they're definitely critical in making sure that, that's the battery in your back, that
They not critical. They tell me I had the best verse on everything. So,
oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's the battery in
oh,
your
just like critical. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
critical to the support that you get. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
So, you know
yeah.
what I mean? But what I will say is that they are more, it's not just about you, you know what I mean, when it comes to this
Yeah,
music, right? You want to
that's right.
be able to provide for them, with the music that you're doing. Have you had the opportunity to do any sync licensing, anything like where you can get your music in any movies and things like that?
Not yet, but it's
Definitely
coming.
get into it.
It's coming.
Definitely get into it.
Yeah,
It's another way to make some money without necessarily have to be where the money's at. You know what I mean? You can have it come to
for
you.
sure.
Um, what do you believe in is the most important element for a successful live performance? I know we talked about performing things like that. Like, talk to me about the elements for you.
You have to know your words. You have to be confident in your stage show. You have to have practiced
Right,
and get up there and know your capabilities.
right, right,
So like I think when we talked last, I think I mentioned when performing in an arena
right,
one time, and I really didn't. I didn't like it. I don't think I don't have the show for that. It's
right,
not that
right.
I can't perform. I don't think my show that I can deliver at this point is adequate for
For
entertaining
that,
some an arena full of people.
right, right, right.
And you just got to know your limits. You got to know how much you got, how far you can project your energy in that place. I want the person in the very last row to be able to feel me when I'm on stage.
Right, and but you know what? That was a learning experience. You took something from that, right?
One
So
hundred
even though
percent.
it might not have been the platform that you were ready for, now you know what it takes to get ready for it. So when you had an opportunity again, you can make sure it's right. You can deliver it the way you want to deliver it.
One
You get
hundred
what I'm
percent.
saying?
That's like imagine that recently they having all them debates about the Super Bowl
Right,
rappers at the Super Bowl. Hey man, it's all good in theory and an argument, but when you're really sitting in that seat and you're looking at the stage, whoever's on that stage better be able to give you a show.
right,
You know,
right,
when
right,
we're all sitting around arguing about it, that's one thing. But in sitting there and be like, man, that sucked. Like
right, right,
you
right,
don't want
right.
to be in that position.
Right, right. You definitely don't want to be there. How do you stay motivated and passionate about your craft after achieving significant milestones?
Well, for one, I love doing it.
Right,
So if I
right,
didn't enjoy it, I definitely wouldn't have lasted this long. And now the accolades, I've been doing it for a long time, but the
right,
accolades finally coming in, that gives me more fuel. That just
right,
tells me,
right,
I've been right the whole time. Because early on, people might make you think that you're crazy, because people don't want to, for whatever reason, either they don't like your music, or it might be some politics, or it be a lot of things working that you may not be aware of at all
right,
times.
right,
But, this is the stuff that lets you know you wasn't wrong.
right, right. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. Um, Now, talking to you previously, you mentioned helping new artists refine their performances. So, what
Mhm.
advice do you give to aspiring musicians?
Um, well, if you whatever role that you want to be as an artist, if you want to be someone in the band, or if you want to be the star, if you want to be the lead, figure out who you are
Right,
and how you want to present yourself and perfect that.
Right.
Um, I was just doing a training. What was it? Was it this Sunday? I just did a training. It was either this Sunday or last Sunday. Industry never set a trend in its life. You know,
Mhm.
the trends are set at the underground or the independent level, and then the industry knows how to spot them. They
Right.
don't create the waves. They find the waves and put their favorites, set their favorites up to be the most popular surfers,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Right. Right.
So that's their system. But if you want to, there's a way we're figuring it out, but you can take a more original route. It's gonna be a
Right.
little longer. You're gonna have to grind a little bit, but you can do it. You can make it. But you have to understand that you're the business and everything is on your shoulders.
Right. Right. Um, how do you see the landscape of hip hop evolving, and where do you see your music fitting into that evolution?
That's a great question because what I see, I represent the evolution of hip hop.
Right.
So that's my place in all of this. So and with us being almost the same age,
Right.
the we know we saw that generation of artists in the 90s. Those were the first global superstars,
That's a
but they
fact.
were also the first rap stars that were allowed to grow old.
Right. Right.
So now we're seeing all those rappers from then still around now. This is the first time we've seen that with the generation that grew up with hip hop.
Right. Right.
We're the ones that went through all the too old to rap stuff, but our audience, we grew up with it. We can't stop now.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
we need new artists. Not
Yeah.
that's not on what everybody's getting tired of.
Right.
That's
Right.
not
Right.
on that, we need some more adult, representation of
Right.
hip hop. And
Right.
that's
Right.
what I
Right.
am. I'm the
That
face
substance
of adult
music.
contemporary hip hop.
Right, right. That substance, you know what I'm saying? Those classics, that like that music, that timeless music is what you call it, right? No matter
Yeah,
no matter how old the song is, it's still relevant to that day. You get what I
that's
mean?
right.
So
That's right.
um so what future projects or goals are you most excited about in your music career?
Um, hmm, I got a few more songs loaded up, but I really want to see how far
Get to you.
Get to You can go
Right,
because it's getting a great response, man. Like the amount of saves and playlist ads and how people respond to it now,
right,
it's got me interested to see how far it can go.
right,
Um,
right,
I got some more on the sex symbol ish vibes. I got
right,
some.
right, right,
I'm looking forward to seeing how I can and stake my position in the evolution of hip hop and the evolving of the audience.
right.
And I hope to see more people raise their hand and get on this wave.
Yeah, why not? You get what I'm
I hope
saying?
what I really hope, like we're seeing some people come back. Like LL just dropped, Rakim just dropped, MC Light. I'm
Right,
hoping some of those people that they phased out and the industry said is too old and
right, right, right.
got fell victim to that. I hope they come back
Well,
and
what's crazy?
reset.
No, yeah, I feel you. You know what's crazy? Remember when Nas did that six CD, you know what I mean? That six project run, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like,
With the
he
King's
had
disease
the
and
King Disease and Magic. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like you stuff like that we was missing. You get what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
setting the bar, making these waves. So shout out to the artists that we grew up with.
That's
Um,
right. That's right.
still out here, making it happen. You get what I'm
Because
saying? So
the industry's falling apart right in front of our eyes, man.
right, right, right,
So
right,
we gotta step in and take
right,
it back to what it used to
right,
be, and let the originators be the people that in the driver's seat.
right, right. Sometimes you just got to give it to the people that know what they're doing. You get
Right.
what I mean?
That's right.
Tell the people where the social media is, man. How can they get to you?
Everything is classified. That's KLAZIFIED. That's Instagram, X, uh, what's that? TikTok.
Right.
Fan base. Facebook is classified.sick,
Okay.
and because that's what the name means.
Yeah.
Classified
Yeah.
sick
Okay.
equals classic.
That's what it
And
is.
yeah, that's everything, man.
Any shout outs you want to give to the people?
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that knows who I am and loves me. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to name names because if I forget somebody, I don't want to hurt no feelings.
I hear
But you
you.
know, everybody that matters, I'm talking to you.
Definitely, definitely. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you taking the time out. It's Friday.
Yes,
Definitely
sir.
enjoy your weekend. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? I know you got dope music coming out. Make sure y'all go tune in and get to that single "Get to You" right now by Klazik. You get what I'm saying? So it's on Power 107.6 The Truth. So that's power1076thetruth.com. Just chill out, listen to it. It's there, it's waiting for you. You know what I mean? So and then make sure you stream it on all those platforms. If you just tuning in or just missed it, hit that rewind button on YouTube. If not, you already know where we gonna have this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be spinning this again anyway. I'll talk to you, Klazik. Enjoy the rest of your night, sir.
Yes, sir. Shy Sci-Fi, I appreciate your time. Power 1076, The Truth. This is classic. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
rocking with you all the way.
we on the grind.